Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Reiki Encounters and the Reiki Table. As always, I welcome you here. I'm excited to say we had our first Reiki 1 practitioner training here at Reiki Encounters and had 2 graduates. So I'm very proud of them and I can't wait to see them go out and help bring more energy and more health into the world through the practice. I also want to just shout out a soulfulspace.com with Lee and Tanya who introduced me to Reiki and certified me as a Reiki teacher. So just a quick shout out, check them out again at soulfulspace.com. But today, what I wanted to do was address some of the common questions. And these questions were pulled from different websites and different Reiki associations as the general questions people ask. And if you're like me, when I first heard about Reiki, I was just as skeptical as everybody else. And when I got my questions answered and I decided to go ahead and try it, I fell in love with it and I wanted to bring it to the world. So, first question people ask is, what is Reiki healing? Now, I do have a video prior to this one that spends the entire time speaking about Reiki energy. Again, Reiki is a kanji word from Japan. It's a practice from Japan, and it stands for universal energy, or Rei being universal, or God, whatever makes you more comfortable with that, and Ki meaning energy. But again, it's a way to stress release and release anxiety from the body. We know that basically anytime we're under stress, we're angry, our emotions affect us physically. And the point of Reiki is to help balance that energy, to help the body do what it does itself, and that is heal itself. And again, you may have heard it as Qi energy, which is the Chinese term for it, or Qi, QI. Those that are in the yogic practice know it as prana. So there are different terms, but it's all this energy. And all we do here at Reiki is that the practitioners learn to focus it and to be a channel of it, to allow your bodies to receive it, help balance out, and allow your body to do the miracle that it's meant to be, which is heal itself. Second question is, so how does Reiki work? So again, we talk about a little bit about what we just spoke about. Reiki works as the practitioner. It channels the energy through them. It is not them. We do not do anything other than help point that energy toward the body and help find maybe spots in your body that may need a little more energetic work. Other than that, there's only 2 people involved, and that's the universal energy and you yourself. That energy goes in, helps relax you, helps release some stress, helps re-energize you. To share a quick story, I have a teenage daughter who's like any other teenager, loves being in her room, being whatever. And during the class, we used her during the group Reiki training where we use multiple people to practice giving Reiki. When those people left, my daughter was walking around going, I don't know what to do with this energy now, because now, and basically with the Reiki principles, it allowed her energy to now build, allowed her to relax and maybe let go of some things. And her body said, now I've got room to help you gain some energy. So that's how Reiki works in a sense. So again, it's about flowing through energy. Again, whether you're doing Tai Chi, which is the flow movements, it's about using energy to help our bodies do what they do the best. And that's how Reiki works. Is Reiki a religion or a faith system? A faith system? No. It has nothing to do with any religious or faith system out there. Master Usui was Buddhist in his own nature, but this is universal energy, as we call it. And like I said, some people have actually called it God's wisdom, God's healing energy. Some people may call it universal energy. One translation that I love was harmonized love. So it has nothing to do with any religious fact. Anybody can take part of this. Again, from a Christian scripture point of view, it says God made, or the Hebrew text actually says God made each one of us in his image and likeness. So if we're using that loving energy that we believe comes from God, whether it's Buddhist practice of knowing thyself, if it's, it doesn't matter. Every religion, every path that we walk can enjoy Reiki because it has no affiliation to any religion or any faith system. It's about your body, no matter how you see it, doing what it's already meant to do. And that's utilizing a Reiki practitioner to help them become stronger in healing themselves. Can Reiki really heal my condition? Well, one of the things in the answer that I got the question from, she says, right, is knowing the difference between healing and curing. And I'm going to use her definition. Is healing is when you go to the root of the problem and restore the body's balance. Curing is normally considered done when you remove the problem, but maybe not the cause. When you have surgery, you can remove a sick organ or tissue, but that may not solve the problem, as the procedure often does not solve the underlying problem. One can also be healed but not cured. Your body in balance, but you still have a medical problem. So again, we don't promise anything. We are not healers in the sense of miracle cures. Our job is to assist the body in working toward that healing of themselves. So again, people come back, and we'll address that question later. How many Reiki treatments should I have? We'll address that in a later question, but it's about working together to help your body do that. Have we heard stories of people? Yes, I've done Reiki circles at the spiritual center I was involved with, where people left going, wow, my knee feels better. Did we cure it? Maybe not, but at that moment, the energy was balanced enough to help and assist them walk a little bit better. Maybe it was a headache, maybe it was something small, and in some people, it's emotional. So again, does it really heal your condition? There are no promises here or there. Our job is just to help your body do what it does well. How is Reiki treatment giving? So again, like I said last video, when I say welcome to the Reiki table, this is literally a Reiki table. Most people are closed and laying down. Most people may not feel comfortable laying down. It could also be done in a chair. Either way, you're still getting the same energy, however you feel comfortable. I personally have my Reiki master teacher come in on a weekly basis, and we do Reiki treatment on me, again, to keep my energy going as I help other people, and I do it laying down on a table. And there are some people who just don't feel comfortable laying down, and that's fine. Sitting in a chair like I am now, Reiki can be done. So whatever your preference is, let your Reiki practitioner know, whether you're coming here to Reiki Encounters or you're going to speak to someone else or see a local Reiki practitioner. Let them know what makes you feel comfortable, because at the end, as we're helping you release that stress and anxiety, we don't want you to be stressed or anxious about how you're receiving your Reiki. So how does Reiki feel? So again, it's definitely different for everybody. Some people feel warm. I've actually had someone say they felt cold. I've had people say they feel sleepy. Other people may feel energized. So it's different for everyone, but there is some sensations that everybody can feel. And there are times where somebody may receive Reiki and not feel anything at all, because Reiki is pretty subtle as how it goes through your body. So it's not like taking an energy drink and we're going to be hyper for a couple hours and then drop. It's something that subtly walks through the body. So what happens after a Reiki session? So again, we're not doctors. We're not going to sit here and sit down and say, this is my diagnosis, this is that. We will tell you what we felt and how we felt your energy. Most of the time, we'll spend more time talking to you about how you felt, or if there's anywhere that you want us to focus on. You know, I have a knee issue, and sometimes my teacher will come and do Reiki, and at the end of the session, I've felt and done all kinds of stuff. And he'll be like, was there anything you want to focus on? Well, this week I know I'm going to be really busy. Would you mind, spending some time on my knee? And he's more than glad to do that. So afterwards, we'll talk about your feelings, what you felt. Again, I've had people who will start crying during a Reiki session. And it's because we may have helped energetically move a blockage that allowed them to see or feel something energy-wise within them and release that. So that's basically what after the Reiki session. And then we'll discuss whether you feel we need another session or not, which brings us to the next question. How many Reiki sessions should I have? So again, anyone who's done at least one session, and I'll use a quick story about that. I had a college girl who came to the table, and she's never had Reiki, but she wanted to try something. So I gave a quick session, laying on the table, went through it. And the next day, she felt so energized and so organized and so clear that she did things that she normally wouldn't do, more out of, I just have this clarity, I have this thing. So any, so one time does help, but a lot of times, especially when we're talking about emotional blockages and stuff, we may want to do a few more sessions, or maybe if you're going through something and you want your body to be at full, you may want to book more sessions. I know people who book 5 sessions. I like to do 3 sessions at a time just because it's easier for me to, make sure I compensate my Reiki teacher ahead of time. There are people who will do 10 sessions ahead of schedule, and there's some people do it session by session. At the end of the day, it's truly up to you. We'll discuss it after your first session. How do you feel? Do you want to continue? And then we discuss it from there. So there is no right or wrong in that area. But in my own experience, I can tell you that even though one session feels great, it is through multiple sessions that we tend to continue to build. Because at least for me, I have found more things opening up for me and me becoming more spiritually attuned to myself, as well as other things working through me. And finally, can I stop seeing my doctor or stop my medication after having a Reiki healing? The answer there is truly up to you, but the answer in my book is always no. At least do not just stop. If you feel that the Reiki treatments you've received has helped your body become healthier and maybe not need medication, then I encourage you to go see your doctor, see your medical professional, whoever, and discuss it with them and let them see if there has been improvement and there has been that, and let them do it. Maybe it could be a decrease in medication. Maybe it could be you may not need it anymore. Maybe it's something different that they have to adjust. But again, Reiki alone should always work in partnership with your medical professional. We are not, we cannot guarantee any healing. All we do is help your body do what does best. And I keep emphasizing that because I want you to know that your body has the potential to heal. And sometimes you just need the help, whether it is from a medical professional, it could be with a Reiki professional. And I was just explaining to someone how I saw a beautiful picture, and it was a hospital in Mexico where the doctors prior to surgery were actually administering Reiki energy or whatever practice it was they were doing over the patient prior to. And in my eyes, and again, this is my opinion, they were harmonizing the body's energy to help the patient become strong so they can get through the surgery and come through successfully. So again, those are some of the questions I've asked. I may answer some other questions later on. But for right now, I think these are the most important questions that I saw and the questions that I had when I first started looking at Reiki. So with that, as always, you can comment and ask questions in the comment field below. And I want to encourage you to seek out Reiki in your area if you're not local, or come check us out at Reiki Encounters. And I bid you well day. And as I end all my videos, if no one has told you, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm truly grateful for you joining us here today, and I hope I've answered your questions.